told your whole life to be more confident, more open, more expressive. But what if the one thing that actually pulls women in isn't any of that? What if it's something quieter? Something most guys accidentally suppress without even realizing it. Here's the strange part. The men women secretly obsess over aren't always the loudest, the funniest, or even the most attractive. There's this subtle intimidation factor. And no, it's not about being aggressive or dominant in the obvious way. It's deeper than that. Almost invisible. And once you see it, you won't unsee it. You've probably been in a situation like this. You're talking to a woman, you're saying all the right things, keeping it light, maybe even making her laugh. But something feels off. She's engaged, but not pulled in. Interested, but not intrigued. Now contrast that with the guy who barely says much, holds eye contact just a second longer than expected, doesn't rush to fill silence, and somehow she leans in. What's happening there? It's not confidence in the way you've been taught. It's controlled unpredictability, that slight edge where she can't fully read you. And here's where it gets interesting. Most guys think being likable is the goal, but likability is safe, predictable, and predictable doesn't create tension. Tension is what creates attraction. Think about this for a moment. When someone is completely easy to figure out, when their reactions are obvious, when their approval is guaranteed, your brain relaxes. There's no need to chase, no need to wonder. But when there's just enough uncertainty, just enough emotional distance, your brain starts filling in the gaps. That's where obsession begins. And this is where the intimidation factor lives. It's not about being cold. It's about being grounded enough that you don't need to prove anything. There's a difference, a big one. Maybe you didn't notice this, but women often test for this unconsciously. Not with direct questions, but with small behaviors, a delayed reply, a teasing comment. A subtle challenge to your frame. And most guys, they react instantly. They try to win her over, explain themselves, adjust their behavior, to keep things smooth. But the man who triggers that irresistible tension, he doesn't rush. He pauses. He processes. And that pause, that tiny moment of stillness, creates a psychological gap. She starts wondering what you're thinking. And now, without realizing it, she's leaning into your frame, instead of pulling you into hers. Here's where it flips everything you thought you knew. The intimidation isn't fear. It's emotional unpredictability, combined with calm control. It's the sense that you're not easily moved, not easily impressed, not easily shaken. And that does something powerful. It forces her to invest. Because now, instead of you trying to impress her, she's trying to understand you. And humans, especially in attraction, become obsessed with what they can't fully decode. Let me paint a quick picture. You're on a date. She says something slightly provocative, maybe even a little challenging. Most guys either laugh it off nervously or try to counter it immediately. But imagine this instead. You hold eye contact, give a slight smirk, and say nothing for a second. That silence? It's loaded. She feels it, not consciously at first, but emotionally. There's weight behind it. And now she's thinking, wait, what's going on in his head? That's the moment most guys miss. They rush to fill it. But the men who understand this, they let it breathe. Now here's the part no one tells you. This only works if it's real. You can't fake this kind of presence, because the second it feels forced, it collapses. Women are incredibly sharp at picking up microsignals. Your tone, your breathing, your eye movement. If you're trying too hard, it shows. So what creates this naturally? It's a mindset shift. Instead of seeking validation, you become selective. Instead of trying to be liked, you observe. Instead of reacting, you choose when to respond. And suddenly, your behavior changes without effort. Your texting slows down. Not as a tactic, but because you're not glued to your phone, waiting for her reply. Your conversations become more intentional. You stop over-explaining. You stop chasing every moment of silence. And ironically, that's when she starts chasing you. But here's the warning, and this is where a lot of guys mess it up. They hear this and swing too far. They become distant, cold, emotionally unavailable. That's not it. That actually kills attraction long-term. The key is balance. Warmth with boundaries. Presence with restraint. It's like a push and pull, but subtle. Almost unspoken. Publicly, you're composed, grounded, slightly hard to read. Privately, when she earns access, You open up just enough to create connection. That contrast, that shift between who you are in different moments, that's where the real pull happens. And if you think about it, it makes sense. People don't value what's instantly available. They value what feels earned. So when a woman senses that your attention isn't automatic, that your approval isn't guaranteed, she starts investing emotionally. Not because she has to, but because she wants to. That's the intimidation factor. Not fear, not dominance, but controlled presence mixed with a hint of mystery. And once you start noticing this in real life, in the way people respond to you, in the way conversations shift, in the subtle changes in her behavior, you'll realize something. Attraction was never about saying the perfect thing. It was about what you didn't say. Once you notice these patterns in real life, you'll never see human behavior the same way again. Subscribe for more insights.